Today, I want to share a very simple principle that lies at the heart of stress management for highly sensitive people. Before we do, let's look at why stress builds faster for highly sensitive people. The reason for this is manifold, and one of those is that we tend to reach the threshold for overstimulation quicker than other people. The famous analogy is the bucket. So we reach the limit of our bucket faster than other people. Maybe you could say we have a smaller bucket. And so the same amount of water poured into that bucket is going to overflow much more quickly because this bucket is a little smaller than other people that maybe have a large bucket and can just keep on taking it before they reach that point of overstimulation. And there's reasons for this. It's not that we're handicapped, it's that we are aware of many more things than the average person. This is what being sensitive means. We are aware of the subtleties in any interaction with other human beings. We notice subtle changes in our environment. We're sensitive to all kinds of things that other people may be aware of, may not be aware of. And as a result, our buckets get filled faster. So maybe a fairer analogy would be that we have a similar size bucket as other people, but we have more water being poured in all the time. So either way you want to think about it, we reach that point of overstimulation where the water is overflowing quicker than other people. The other thing that contributes to this is that we process things deeply. And this means that even though there's a lot of stimulation coming in, we don't stop there. We keep on processing that information, and we start making new connections within that. We are often creative with that information. And so the result is a huge amount of information coming out of an already large amount of information coming in from outside. It's kind of akin to having an app on your computer that is a very powerful app that uses a lot of processing power, something like with graphics and something that just takes up a lot of memory to use. So we process things like that. We're not just a simple word processing program. We're more like a movie processing program that takes a lot of energy and memory to function. So when you combine these two things, more stimulation coming in from the environment because of our sensitivity, we notice more. With more processing of that information, you've now got the setup for reaching overwhelm in a much quicker way. Then we add one more layer to it, which is our stronger emotional responsiveness. In other words, we feel things deeply. And so there's an emotional component to all of this. We're sitting with this information, we're feeling where it lands, and it's bringing up other stuff from deep inside, and we're connecting with that and experiencing that and processing that as well. So there's like layers of processing going on inside of us. And then if you add one more thing, it makes us so prone to getting stressed as highly sensitive people. And that is if we have some kind of self-silencing going on or some kind of inner conflict or self-judgment going on top of it, which is fairly common for us. And if that is there, then the same, the stuff that we're experiencing is trying to be contained because we think it's too much, or we think we're too sensitive, or we think we're too much in some way. And in that regard, we're now using energy to hold that in or to keep our emotions under control or trying to keep it down in some way. So if you put all of that together, there is a formula there for getting stressed. And that's why stress can affect us quickly and can overwhelm us quickly, and how we can get stuck in chronic stress as well. But today, what I want to talk about is the built-in healing intelligence of sensitivity that we normally don't pay attention to. sensitivity is not a problem. Sensitivity itself is not something that causes stress. It's just how you use your sensitivity. So notice that all of this overwhelm starts with things, with the mind and the senses focusing outward. We're noticing other people, we're noticing things we should be doing, we're having reactions about things that we believe we should or want to do or need, and we're self-silencing because we don't want others to think badly about us. The reference point in all of this is outward. Other people, other things around us that we're trying to stay in line with, or trying to please, or trying to be not causing upset around us. So because of this, our sensitivity is focused in this outward direction. Then whatever comes down the pipeline, we're just sitting ducks and we just get bowled over by it because we're focused in that direction. We're taking that seriously. We're doing that as we're trying to manage that as well as we can. But the point that I want to bring up is that we can just as easily turn that whole sensory machinery that is pointed outwards and just point it inwards instead. The same sensitivity that allows us to see things clearly, to notice subtlety, to be empathetic, to be analytic, to be intelligent, and to be great caregivers. If we point that same machinery, that same sensitivity and intelligence towards ourselves, then the opposite of overwhelm starts to happen. We start to get in touch with ourselves. We start to notice what we want and what we don't want. We start to be there for ourselves when we're stressed. We can, and when we're there for ourselves, we're the best caregivers in the world because we really pay attention. We're so empathetic and compassionate. If you're literally giving the same kind of care to yourself that you would give to a loved one, you are going to be nourished. You're going to be healed. You're going to find your way out of stress and into a place where you can be yourself and you can be heard and be seen and show up for yourself and for others as well. So how do you start using this inner intelligence, using this idea of turning your sensitivity towards yourself? How can you start doing that so that you can prevent some of the stress that comes as a result of being outward? I think the first way is to just start noticing. Sensitivity in its essence is noticing, being aware of things. So notice how you feel. Notice when you're tired, and then give yourself a break. Notice when you just have a leaning to go in this direction. Listen to that. That is huge. That is essential information. So when you notice these subtle little whispers and feelings and emotions and needs inside, then you will start having inner direction, and your world, your ability to organize and do things can start to revolve around these little quiet things inside of you. And it becomes less and less about the other people and their needs and everything around them, around us. Doesn't mean we're not aware of that. It doesn't mean that can't be a part of how we show up. But if we are pointing our sensitivity towards ourselves, we're also going to have a chance for our needs to be met, for our feelings to lead us, and for us to become clearer about what it is that we're interested in or how we want to proceed in any particular situation. Notice how what you want. Maybe there's just something that excites you, something that interests you, something you're curious about. Follow that. that can be something that can be the centerpiece of how you serve others. Maybe you love working with children, for example, and you get excited about that. You enjoy that. And so you want to do more of that. And so that can be something that becomes a bridge out into the outer world, but it starts by listening to what it is that you want. Or what is it that you need? Maybe there's just a need for some more rest, or maybe there's a need for to figure out a problem. And if you turn your sensitivity towards that need, you will begin to use all of the information that you gather about that to problem solve that and to create a solution for yourself, just like you would create a solution for your boss at work or for a friend in need. You are the friend in need in this case. And all it takes is turning your attention towards yourself and letting that whole great ability that comes with being a highly sensitive person serve you in that way.